Bill Marion with A Nose for Life. We're about 30 minutes from the Hidden Bridge. The Hidden Bridge was an episode we did a week ago. There'll be a link at the end of this video pointing you that direction. It's an amazing story about this 200-year-old bridge in the middle of nowhere. But today we're in Sequatchie County. And a few weeks ago I posted this video about the lily pad invasion on these farm ponds in the area. In this area, as you can tell, right now they just cut hay, but they grow everything up here. They grow corn, they grow tomatoes. There's a lot of farms up here. But something interesting happens when they fertilize these farms. The fertilizer goes into the ponds and it actually feeds all of the aquatic plant life. And when it does that, sometimes if an invasive species gets into the pond, the invasive species, like this lily pad we're going to look at today, takes over the pond. What makes these ponds so amazing to local people is that there are huge fish in them. But the lily pads are killing the fish, so it's like an invasive monster. We're going to look at one in just a second. Welcome to A Nose for Life. Sequatchie County, Tennessee is a breathtaking region in East Tennessee. This view is of the Sequatchie Valley. Sequatchie County is one of the prettiest counties in the country. Behind me is the western wall of the Tennessee Valley. It's the Cumberland Plateau. You climb up on top of that mountain and the Cumberland Plateau extends all the way into Kentucky, all the way south into Alabama from here in Tennessee. Again, it makes the western wall of the great Tennessee Valley. Sequatchie County is filled with beautiful mountaintops, gorgeous valleys, and amazing people. Everywhere you look, there's gorgeous farms, beautiful plant life, and amazing animals. This farm in particular is breathtaking with its rolling hills and its surrounding tree line. But in addition to farming, Sequatchie County offers a lot of industry as well. I mean, of course, there's tourism and there's farming, but there's also a rock quarry and some sand deposits. But back to the pond. This is what the pond looked like a year ago. And as you can see, it's very, very clear. But now the pond is absolutely covered with Watershield, or lily pads, as I like to call them. This is my cameraman today, camera person, camera woman, Anna Renee Marion.
Hello.
I said earlier, when fertilizer runs off of the farms and into the water, it actually feeds the aquatic plant life in the water, and that starves out the fish. Now, as my camera person, Anna Renee Marion, begins to film around the pond and show some of the damage that this is causing, this is about a 2-acre pond that right now is turning into a lily pad farm. Now, lily pads are edible, but I don't eat lily pads, and I would much rather fish for the fish that are inside here and throw them back, because we don't actually eat the fish that are in here, even though the water typically and historically has been clean. But here's what's funny. We've done pH levels in this pond for years, and normally it's perfect until now. Now the pH level has significantly decreased, which means it's become more acidic. And as time goes on, it's becoming more and more acidic as the days and weeks go on. The lily pads are having a terrible effect on the pond, and oxygen is actually decreasing in the pond, and we're not catching as many fish. These lily pads have got to go. How are we going to get rid of them? Well, we're going to try to use chemicals, and that's after several failed attempts at trying to get rid of the lily pads just by raking them out as they were growing up. It didn't work. They reproduce rather quickly. So how are we going to get rid of them? Well, we're going to use a chemical, and hopefully that works. We hate using chemicals, we'd rather not, but at this point we don't have a choice. If you've ever had an invasive species growing in your backyard, or maybe a pest, an animal infestation of some type around your property or plants, put it in the description below, shoot some film and send it to me, we'll put it on one of our episodes. Actually, I meant the comments below, but if you'll notice, these lily pads do have beautiful blooms, and they begin their bloom in the evening, which I find quite interesting. Lily pads would make a great addition to like a backyard pond or a water exhibit. Just don't let them get out of control, because they will take the entire display over in a matter of weeks. I'm Bill Marion. You're watching A Nose for Life. Please subscribe and click the like button so we can continue to make great videos. And again, thanks for stopping by.